Let's go next to Abby from Idaho. Abby from Idaho, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes, you're on.
Hi, how are you doing? How are you doing, David?
Doing well, thank you.
So I actually live in Washington State right now. I'm in the Navy, so I'm stationed out here, but I was born in Idaho.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but birthplace, residence, it's all fine.
Yeah, I was just curious what, because I was talking to some of the guys I work with, which most military members are actually kind of libertarian more than I'd say Republican.
Right.
But I was asking them if they would accept court decisions on these voter fraud cases.
Right.
And I kind of wonder what you think the Trump supporters are going to do, when the courts obviously come back and say there's not any voter fraud. Do you think that they're going to accept if these state delegates decide to go for Trump? They're going to be, on that bandwagon of...
You're talking about faithless electors, right?
Yeah. Do you think that they're going to be on the faithless elector bandwagon, or do you think that they're going to accept the election?
I mean, so they're kind of two different questions. The first question is if Joe Biden eventually, if courts say they didn't find any voter fraud, there are going to be some Trumpists who say the courts are biased, and there are some Trumpists who might accept it. Okay. If you end up having a situation where there are faithless electors, my guess is a libertarian would say, hey, the electors are allowed to go the opposite way of their state if they believe that it is important to do so. So my guess is that the libertarian leaning folks you're talking about would be fine with it. I don't expect it to happen. I think that, we've had faithless electors in the past, but they've never reversed the results. And with such a margin for Joe Biden, you're not going to get 20 or even, 36 potentially, depending how Georgia goes. You're not going to get that number.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we talked about at work, and I also feel really bad for some of these guys because they are Republicans, but not necessarily Trump supporters, and they have at least they can have thoughtful political discussion, and I feel like these Trump supporters are kind of bringing down their ability to have like a reasonable discussion right now.
Wait, you're saying you feel bad for anti-Trump Republicans?
Yeah, I kind of do, because they're I do think that having difference to the political discourse is important, right? I'm a progressive, and I wish that everybody, would be for Medicare for all and all the things I want, but I realize it's not a reality,
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think, let's keep everything in context. I feel worse for the families and victims of coronavirus than I do for anti-Trump Republicans who might be struggling to have conversations right now. But the point is still well taken. I understand what you're saying, that the pro-Trump people, they just want to shut everybody down. Anti-Trump Republicans, Democrats, progressives, everybody.
Yeah. And I just wanted to think, I know all of your listeners, at least the progressive ones, are definitely abiding by social distancing and mask wearing. And you may not realize this, but the military is taking this stuff very seriously.
I am aware of it. I am aware of it.
Yeah. And for instance, like I got in contact with a guy at work who was COVID positive for like maybe all of 5 minutes. And because of that, I was stuck home for 2 weeks, and we did a huge contact tracing at work, which is how everybody should be doing it, really. But because of that, me and my sailors that work for me, we really can't even go home for the holidays.
Right.
So it really sucks to see these Republicans out there just, freaking out about how much they love the military, but they refuse to wear a mask. It hurts, because they're the reason why I can't go home.
Absolutely.
And see my mom.
Absolutely. It's everybody who wants to, you have people who want to open everything and yet they don't want to wear masks. It's like, wait, hold on a second. If everybody wore masks, we'd be doing much better. Much more could be open.
Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to me on Veterans Day.
All right. David. Abby from Idaho, currently in Washington State. Thank you so much. Excellent, excellent, excellent to hear from you. If you love feeding your intellectual curiosity, but you're always struggling to find the time, check out one of my all-time favorite apps called Blinkist. Blinkist lets you consume an entire book on your way home from work. They take thousands of popular nonfiction books, condense each one into text or audio that you can get through in just 15 minutes, and you get all of the important core ideas and information from that book. It's perfect if you don't have enough time to do all the reading you want to do, or if you just want to sample a book before you buy the entire thing. I recently read A Brief History of Time, of course, by the great Stephen Hawking. This is a book that I have been aware of for so long, and other things got in the way, and it was fantastic to check it out on Blinkist. Blinkist has books on politics, philosophy, science. They have 27 different nonfiction categories, and a subscription is only about $8 a month, and you get the entire library. But You can try it totally free and get 25% off a subscription when you go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. I've put the link right underneath this video.